Hi people, as you can see from title, I'm ready to do this video. This video is gonna perhaps run a bit long, like back in the time I talked about fragrance for 30 minutes in a single episode. It might do that, but it may not do that as well. But I have been waiting to do this video for quite some time. So I waited for one of the fragrances to arrive and actually have one more pending, but that one I'll get it after a few days, so I'll review it. So today's episode, I thought I want to do reviews of two very inexpensive fog fragrances from Fog. Yeah, it's a brand from India. These two cute little bottles. One is called Tycoon, another one is called Caesar. Right, these two. But I got them this early morning. They are very beautiful, 30 ml, very cheap, inexpensive, but very nice fragrances. So I want to talk about them, but I just decided no, let's do this Aventus episode. I'll do this review tomorrow, the Fog fragrance. I promise I'll do for you tomorrow. So uh, I really am excited. I do not know how much information I can put out there. I have taken notes. I have brought down all my Aventus clones. Today, yes, we're going to be talking about the Holy Grail, but not going to be talking exactly of Aventus. We're going to be talking about the DNA, you know, the DNA of Aventus. Why is it so popular? Why did it get so much success, and how it continues to make wonders, I'm sorry if I actually miss out one or two fragrances from my collection to bring them down, because there are plenty here and there hidden. So I don't know, but I brought down all of them. So I'll show you my journey with Aventus, what it did for me, what's so special about it, and why is it working like a magic that every single company is also copying the DNA. You see, still fragrances are doing it, houses are doing it. Every single house has a clone of Creed's Aventus. So recently they have come up with Creed's Aventus cologne. Well, I'll talk about that as well in this episode, and I'll let you know my updated experience. I think I'm wearing it in my hand for some time, and I'll share my experience, as well as I will let you know why all the hype of Aventus. Okay, so there should be a starting point. My starting point with Creed's Aventus, I have very little bit juice left. You guys know I'm very miserly, like using this, like, I am kind of like stingy. I don't want to buy, I don't know where I'm going to buy a big 120 ml, but if I buy, I may look for these 120 ml bottles. So this was not my first fragrance. So we're going to be talking about this DNA, but let me show you where it's all started for me. Okay. So I think I'll show you one bottle. I have quite a few bottles of this fragrance. It started off with this fragrance, as you can see from the silver sprayer. This is very hard to find nowadays. This is called Vintage Club de Nuit Intense Man. So this one actually, when I got here in Bangladesh, I heard about the hype of this fragrance made in UAE, the smoky batch of Aventus. I tried it from one guy in Bangladesh, and I did not like it at first. When I smelled it on a tissue, it smelled like very like chemically. Let me start from here, then we'll go alongside, we'll go slowly to the other ones. So my story with Aventus started with this. I did not sniff Aventus first. I sniffed this and I was not impressed. I thought this is horrible. At first I thought this is very chemically, very strong. The lemon is very synthetic up top, and I did not wait for the dry down. I immediately thought this is nothing special. But then, I see the hype going on. I did not have anything in my collection that smells like Aventus. So I finally pulled the trigger, and it was the time when fragrance game in Bangladesh was just like slowly rising. And what I saw, like in the market, this was disappearing very, very quickly. So my girlfriend rushed and got me like two bottles, and I also put a rush to get a couple of bottles for some other brothers in community. So yeah, I really had to struggle for this fragrance. It was like $25 back then, $25. Now it's more like 35, around there. So more I used it, I kind of saw it. It's like very long lasting. It's projecting. It has good longevity on shirt, but I did not quite feel like this is my number one fragrance. I never put it as number one. But for Arma fragrances, for the quality, longevity, price, this was always my number one, because bang for buck. Okay. Then one day this bottle, I think this is my second vintage bottle. I had another one that got finished. I could not find another bottle until I got this one. I was using this, and this fragrance is a body spray of this fragrance. Okay, Club de Nuit Intense Man. They also come with shower gel and some other products. I never seen them. So this was this is my second body spray. It was a gift from Parvez Bhai, Bangladesh. He gifted me this one, and I use it in my room sometimes. When you wake up, spray. The room smells really nice. So the previous one I finished. I had another like this one. I finished that one, right? So Club de Nuit Intense Man, the taste of Aventus sort of started with this. Then I think I went And my this one was, I think, 2017, somewhere when the winter was still there, you know. So I went with Tutul Bhai, one of my brothers. I reviewed this fragrance and all the clones. I'll put the link below, whatever I've reviewed. The Smells Like Aventus clones, top 10 clones of Aventus. I'll put all the link. You can just check them all. I reviewed a lot of Aventus smelling colognes. So Tutul Bhai told me, like, he's still one of my dearest brothers in Bangladesh. Like, we do not talk so much no more, but he told me, why not start with a niche game? I said, why? This is way out of my league, you know, like I cannot afford it. So he said, no, you start at some point, start with a bang, you know, like get the best. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. But then, you know, I'm like, hell, you know, I like adventures. And we went there. I kind of borrowed money from him. And I'm telling you the story today of Aventus journey. He told me you can pay like within, you know, because I had just opened that page of decants and stuff. So I was getting generating income. So I paid him in like some time. So he said, get it. We'll go there together as an adventure. We went with his bike. I never ever ride a bike. You know, I tell you, I hate bikes. I had fallen once and I have bad memories of bikes. And I'm sorry if you are a bike lover, I'm sorry about that. So today, as you can see, I'm in a very slow sort of talking mode and it's gonna run long and I don't really care. Even if it goes 1 hour, I do not care. I'm gonna have to do this video because this fragrance has big role in my life, okay? So then we went to the bike, we stopped on the way, and I did not know much roads in Bangladesh. I was totally stranger here because after a long time I came back, 20 years, I forgot everything. So this side of the Dhaka city I did not know. And we stopped by for breakfast. He said, let's have breakfast. It was almost like a trip. And I said, okay. We went to one shop and we tried this fragrance and I was like, well, my hand was shaking when I was holding the bottle, even when I paid for it, because if I drop it, I'm dropping $300. Yes, that's right. And I never had, you know, you can relate, you know, when you start off your collection, $30 cologne, you wouldn't feel like, it's okay, you know, but you wear for the first time, you hold a expensive fragrance, niche fragrance for Creed, and you have some sort of nervousness. I was like, he's like, why are you grabbing it so hard? I'm like, I'm scared. He said, your heartbeat is so fast, put it down. Then we sniffed it, and I bought it obviously, and we paid the money. We got back, and he said, congratulations. He sent me back to my house. I came home, I think I did initial impression, then I did a lot of videos on this bottle Aventus. I had full bottle, I decanted half of it, I used half of it over the last 3 winters. Most of the time I wear this in the winter time, that's where this magic happens. So this fragrance, let me go, after telling you the long story how I got Aventus. That time it was to be like 75, 120 ml, and the big flacons were there. Now it's more 50, 30 ml, so 30 ml, 50 ml, and 100 ml. And you can find the 250 ml or 500 ml big flacons, I'm not quite sure, but these bottles are now discontinued. They have the newer style bottle, that is Aventus cologne. I'll show you. So Aventus, what's the big hype about Aventus? You guys all know, but let me just read for you anyway from the Fragrantica notes breakdown. So this one has notes like blackcurrant, bergamot, apple, and pineapple. Very fruity opening. It's known for that pineapple and blackcurrant combo. Then at the heart they have rose, dry birch, Moroccan jasmine, patchouli. At the base they have oak moss, musk, ambergris, and vanilla. So all the notes that you hear, I do not smell all the notes. They basically have a lot of talk on, you guys know, like Aventus has a lot of talk on Aventus batches, smoky, fruity, longer lasting, less longer lasting. It has spotty longevity on some people. So I never really bothered to go for hunting down a vintage of Aventus because I was very happy with this. I was plenty happy with it. When I wore this in the winter time, I was feeling like a god, not because of the amount of the money that I spent. The fragrance literally has that power. It just, when you go through people in winter time, you're wearing this sort of confidence. It's not just the money that you're wearing this smell. It has that pineapple, there's something masculine about it. There's a little bit smokiness still from the fruity batch, and it's like lemony. It has pineapple, blackcurrant. It's fruity, and it's made to love. That's what the Aventus DNA does. Sometimes you feel like it's gone too early, and then you detect it back after several hours on your skin. I kid you not, this is what it did to me. I went through one restaurant one day, I remember it was like an 8th floor. I went there waiting for my girl, I think level 8 or something, and she came and she's like, she was on the ground floor, she's like, you're already there, I know. I'm like, how do you know? She's like, all the way from the street where I came from, like I parked and stuff, like I got off the car, I could smell your perfume, because she knows I was wearing Aventus. and she came up all the way. She didn't have to find me, she just knew where I was. So that's the thing. This is one of my most complimented fragrance she loves on me. So that's what memories, does to you. Bottle is finished, but I'll never get rid of this bottle. I'll perhaps get a new bottle. Absolutely, but horrible thing is the Aventus doesn't work with our summers, because summers in Bangladesh, you would imagine like this is summer fragrance, right? People will be like winter, summer, yeah, but summer in our country is really hot and humid, 42, 40, 55 degrees, 50 degrees Celsius, not Fahrenheit, Celsius. You really have like at your melting point, you're really at your melting point. You'll be sweating a lot, you'll get sick, dehydrated. We all fall sick all the time. So in the hot time, it doesn't really have any projection or longevity on the skin, but it holds on your shirt. But the extreme heat, it's not really built for that. So we opt for a lot of other alternatives to create Aventus. So this is my story with Aventus. The hype is real, guys. The fragrance itself, no matter what, if you hear, what you see, what you do, what you buy, I'm not saying this is a must-have fragrance, but sometimes the original has something special about it that no one can replicate, right? Maybe they can do better, they can do worse, but they cannot do the exact one, if you know what I mean. So that's Aventus for you. Then I will think like I'll tell you another story with another fragrance. My second or third encounter with Aventus type of fragrance is Lavender by Amin. I'm going to show you all of them and talk about all of them today. Yeah. This fragrance I got to know about from street. I was brand new in the country, 2017, and I did not know much about people, groups, whatever. I don't know how things work here, culture, everything was changed by 20 years. I left in 97. So by the time I came back, everything was different. I did not know how to behave, so I was acting like a foreigner, like a moron everywhere. I'm like excited. Hey buddy, I went to have tea. I was having strawberry tea during the winter time. Very nice winter chill, like sort of breeze was blowing. So I have one brother. He was a total stranger at the time. He was standing just a good 10 feet away. He was having tea as well, and the breeze was bringing his fragrance to my nose. And I'm like, I know that DNA. I'm like, excuse me, brother, if you do not mind, are you wearing Aventus? I just went up. I was like so outgoing. And he was like, oh, okay. Hey, thank you. I'm like, he's like, no, it's not Aventus. I'm wearing Arma of Lavender. I'm like, you mean Al Haramain Lavender? He said, yeah. So we are still very good friends. We are in the same group. So brother and I became very, very good friends after I added him in my group. I showed him in my phone, this is my group. You can join us and everything. So he is very busy. He works overseas on and off, but I have good memories of this fragrance. Then I went on and bought this one day. I think my girlfriend bought it for me, and she brought it, like I told her, because it's near to her place. So she got it for me. So the fragrance I reviewed, I was not the biggest fan of it, because even though this smells closest to Aventus, so far even better opening than Club de Nuit Intense Man, this fragrance had burning sensation on my skin. I really hated that. Second thing I didn't like, this whole plastic body outside, this is not metal. This one comes off and the bottle looks kind of, I don't know if it's gonna come off. Yeah, it will. Let me show you what I mean. I was not very happy with it. You see, this is what happens with this box. Looks nice without half the cover, because it's cheap plastic I do not like. I like the bottle inside. But the thing is, look at how nasty it looks. So basically this whole thing came off at one point. Oh shit. Hopefully I did not break the atomizer. Okay. So basically, yeah, that's what happened with this bottle. But I was always happy with this fragrance, because on shirt this smells really nice, has good longevity, but not as much as Club de Nuit Intense Man. So my love affair continued with Aventus. Okay. Then I think I bought so many. I'll tell you one thing. I do not remember how many Club de Nuit Intense Man I bought. These are like my French and UA version, the current two. French one is almost finished. These are like newer version, but absolutely no problem with longevity and projection. It has better sprayer now. The fragrance is much smoother in the opening. UAE, France, still good. I really love this fragrance. So I had like I think I went through at least 10-15 because I was decanting, using. I gave it as gift to my friends and father. Then I think I opted for this one. As far as I remember, I had few more, I'll tell you. Then I went for Rasasi Zebra. This is my second or third bottle that was almost finished. I don't want to buy this again. So this fragrance also was beautiful. When I reviewed it, I was really blown away. It's more lemony, more cleaner, and much longer lasting. People say it's reformulated and whatnot. I don't think so. It's more pricey from Rasasi, but for 50 ml bottle you pay the same amount that you pay for CD name Club de Nuit Intense Man. But this fragrance is so good. This is very clean, long lasting. Many people prefer this over CD name. So love affair continue with Aventus. Then I think there was what else did I buy? Okay, then I think I bought from Steven's review, Red Lessons. He talked about unpredictable adventure, and I was like, I would buy anything at that point. I would buy anything that smells like Aventus. It just became sort of like an addiction, and I will come to the point why it's addictive. Okay, but this bottle was super cheap. This is Glen Perry Unpredictable Adventure, Purom, and this is one of the worst sprayers. And I took up the sprayer, now it sprays much better. This is kind of like a darker, more affordable Aventus clone, and it's really nice. Longevity is pretty good. I have about 20 ml that I decanted, and I use it. I carry it everywhere, just to get rough usage. But this was another one. Then I think this one of my most favorite clones was Zara, and this is called Vibrant Leather EDP. This came with the magnetic top, and this was a little bit more pricey because 120 ml. God, I love the opening of this. This is one of the most pleasant openings in a fragrance. I kept saying it. This made my number one at that time, Aventus clones, because of the smooth opening. It does not have so much lasting power like Pseudonym, but um, definitely it's so much pleasant. It's just so beautiful. The lemon, bergamot freshness, and a little bit of sugar cane. Oh man, I can tell you once again, I can fall in love with this any day. And this is now discontinued, comes in different bottle, but Vibrant Leather of Zara is one of my favorites of Aventus DNA. Some more I got gift from one of my brothers. I think I lost the tag from it. It's called Al Dur Al Maknoun. If I did not get that wrong, Al Dur Al Maknoun by Latafa Fragrances. I think, yeah, it's EDP and also from UAE. As you can see, the cap is pretty much like Pseudonym, similar cap, but this quality is not as good as Club de Nuit Intense Man. It's nice for its price, very very expensive. I think you can get this for $15 or $20 for 100 ml. So thanks once again, my brother. I think it was. Hold on, who gave it to me? Oh, good lord. Yeah, I'm so sorry. It's so bad of me that sometimes I cannot remember the names once I want to remember because of the age. This was given by Amar Bhai. I did not look at the Facebook to remember. I remember immediately. So he gave it to me. He brought it from like Hajj when he went to perform Hajj in Saudi, and he's like, it is a dear gift. I use it once in a while in house, but I do not reach for it as much. But this again another Aventus clone. So I'll show you some other ones, but before that, I will let me tell you some other names. Some of them I reviewed, I owned, but I sold either, or it was someone else's bottle. But you can check all these reviews out. So first of all, I think Rare and Tradition Insurrection Pure 2. That fragrance I reviewed it from beautiful bottle packaging. Pineapple Vintage Intense, X Batch. A lot of them have their um, like Aventus sort of DNA in there. Then they have a Dua version, Alexandria version, different fragrances. I had Popstar Aqua that no one know what that was, but I did have that. And I think I have somewhere, yeah, this fragrance I did not bring out, Le Parfait by Armaf. I think I have it still somewhere. That's mix of GIT slash Aventus sort of ish. Let me show you it. Yeah, I told you I was gonna forget something. Today is my fun day. I'm just having a ball here. So this is Le Parfait by Armaf. It got a lot of hype one point, and this one actually does smell more like Green Irish Tweed than Aventus. But at the last stage, you're gonna get some sort of Aventus, like 25% or so. It just floats around, and it's very nice fragrance for the price. It has like magnetic top as well. Very nice sort of cute bottle that I reviewed. Then I did review of a Trebon by Armaf, which is not an Aventus clone, but initially people thought it was. Then they have AB Spirit Silver Lomani. I never got to try it, but I saw Steven's review, and that is another Aventus clone. Then I had Jaguar Vision. I reviewed that very heavy bottle. Yatman Aventus. I reviewed that as well. I sold these bottles of. Then Armaf Idivo. I think that one I sold to Amar Bhai. And then last one I'm waiting for is Mercedes-Benz Select. That fragrance, I smell that perfume world. Absolutely stunning. When I'm talking about Mercedes-Benz Select, and now let me talk about this one. This is Monblanc Explorer. Came out at very very high price. Now you can find this discounted in Bangladesh. USB Stali Enterprise, you can find this fragrance, and USB has really really good pricing on this now. So you can find this. This is amazing fragrance. It's not mind-blowing masterpiece, but for the price that now you're paying about odd $60 for a big bottle, you get a very beautiful bottle, and you actually get a better deal because Montblanc mostly they sell 75 ml and 50 ml, which kind of sucks. I hate 75 mils. 100 ml will serve you a long time. It does have better longevity. Projection is moderate, but it gets better with longevity as you wear it more and more. I think Belal Sharif Bhai, a good Samaritan from Bangladesh, good committee member, great photographer, great passion for fragrances. He loves this. He really loves this. So this one you're gonna get not so much pineapple, but lemony sort of clean Aventus. It's very beautiful. Then let's move into little bit other side. What I bought. I had so much love for Aventus. I went and purchased this Lavender Femme. And you'll be like, this is Al Haramain. What it has to do with Aventus? This is a clone of Aventus for her. Aventus for her in Bangladesh is not available. I cannot sample it. I really wanted it, but did not want to blind buy. This at Al Haramain, it's a similar bottle to Lavender, but Lavender Femme is this golden bottle. I had another Lavender Blanche that is Silver Mountain Water clone. Oh my god, so many fragrances. So this one smells so darn good. If you smell it, guys would love to wear it. This is a little bit feminine, a lot of fruits and florals. Man, this is amazing quality fragrance. If you smell this, you smell a lot of apple in it, blackcurrant in it, pineapple in it, some berries in it, and there's a lot of florals. It's really long lasting, and the fragrance actually has great projection. So I was very happy with the Aventus DNA in this, but I would love to smell the Aventus for her, so I'd like to compare them both. So this was my second Aventus-ish fragrance. And the third Aventus in the family I've recently completed, which is Aventus Cologne. I'll talk about this in a bit, 1 second update. But what really happened with me over time was I lost sort of the love for Aventus, and I moved on to these other two fragrances, Rojada Velicium and Cedrat Boise. You can bash me all you want, I don't care. This is my personal opinion, this is my channel, this is where I tell what I feel. Cedrat Boise fragrance, you can get it for now $70, $60 for a big bottle. And this fragrance is not exactly Aventus clone. It has a lot more fruits. It's so much fruitier, so much sweeter, and so much lemon. And it's beast mode. I mean, it will last 8 hours plus on your shirt, and it will project like crazy. This is perhaps my number one, in terms of smell, overall package. Cedrat Boise for summer and winter, it works great. But what beats Cedrat Boise in that DNA is Rojada Velicium. This is more like people say Ambroxan, Calabrian Bergamo, you can think of Sauvage, but this fragrance, I believe it has its own thing going. It has beautiful apple, a lot of more fruits going on, but it actually is more interested in modern version of Creed's Aventus. So I'm not saying any of the fragrances that I showed you are bad, but sometimes, different time you like different things. So coming back, at this current moment, the Creed Aventus DNA, the latest one I got was this one, Aventus Cologne. A lot of people are getting a lot of samples, and they're giving the opinions. The reviews are pouring in. I was one of them. Initial impression, I did it on the very first day when I got it. This fragrance, I'll tell you the update. This fragrance lasts on me easily 6 hours, even in this high heat on my skin. Its projection is one thing, longevity is different. Longevity is 6 hours for a cologne named fragrance, which is EDP concentration. This time I got it right. This fragrance has good lasting power. If it comes to winter, like 3 months from now, I cannot wait for winter. That time it's gonna be a killer. And nowadays I don't really care what people are giving this fragrance. It's okay, I bought it, but I have full respect to people who said, like Chad said, Jacqueline, a lot of reviewers. I haven't seen Jacqueline's review, I have to see it. But people who said this fragrance is not worth it, I think this is gonna be, unfortunately for them, this fragrance is gonna be a big hit. It's gonna be a huge hit. Here is the reason of today's video, the DNA of Aventus. This one has it. This fragrance has the DNA, and they modernized it with a lot more lemon. It's so beautiful. If you even see the reviews, people who do not like it, they said this opening is worth $1 million. They said it's something like it, and I would say it's most beautiful, pleasant opening, like Rojada Velicium. I love that. This also I love, but the fragrance itself, it's now 100 ml, and the price is very expensive at this point. Like when Creed's Viking came out, I was not very impressed. I thought it was nice, but it was more like a 7. But Creed fragrances, they grow on you. I noticed it. Silver Mountain Water, Millésime Imperial, was the other one. Original Santal, those are not like instant love for me. I loved Original Vetiver. I loved Aventus was okay, but I like Silver Mountain. No, I had Virgin Island Water. And then I recently tried Neroli Sauvage I've been trying for 1 year. These fragrances are so easy to love. This is right there, easy to love right from the word go. This is unisex. This fragrance, I love the spray on this. So This fragrance is, people say, perhaps not really feminine, it's more masculine. I can see that. You can wear whatever your sentiments tell you, you feel it. But moment you spray this, it's just instant love. I I'll tell you one thing. I do not enjoy Aventus opening as much as I enjoy as this, but Aventus dry down, it's much more stronger. Comparatively, this is much more stronger than this because this fragrance has a lot more presence. This one's supposed to be much darker brother of this, but what's happening with this? I'm liking this as a sweet cologne, easy to wear, high class sort of a cologne kind of fragrance. It's not 1 hour fragrance cologne like you get from 4711 or Neroli Portofino. This is a good performer. But yeah, I can see the argument. The prices are too high on creeds, and some say it's overhyped, perhaps. But I will urge you, get a sample and you see how the fragrance works on you. Try to go to the mall. If you have a creed boutique, go and try their fragrance, not just this. You can try the Aventus for her, Aventus for him, and the cologne side by side and see which one you like. So what I'm getting from it from my neck, it's really uplifting citrus. There's like a lot more fruits going on. Like it's a basket full of citrusy fruits, and you get like kind of like the minty feel that comes like a little bit later. And the dry down, it's really sexy. It's not perhaps the most interesting one, but I really like this ambergris sort of backbone that Aventus has. So coming back to as a conclusion after all those talks, okay, I have 3 minutes left in my 30 minutes. Why Aventus has been a big hit? Aventus has been a big hit not just because of its hype. If it was just hype, people would see the bullshit and they'll call it the bullshit. But no, they did not. Nobody actually ever broke a bottle of Aventus. No one ever said, I hate it. Some people hated it, some people dislike it because perhaps it was not worth the money to them. You could have bought a lot of fragrances. But Aventus is that pineapple, the darkness, the birch, that kind of like the balance between fruit and kind of like a smoky, dark sort of feel that creates this magic, and the ambergris at the backbone. No one can tell, like this fragrance is, no one can, smell this on you and say like this smells like unpleasant or it smells like egg. It does smell like something very cheap. If you smell the original Aventus, this one, on someone, you're gonna smell like really manly. You're gonna smell someone very pleasant, and you can tell that this person has good taste. So I guess that's the reason Aventus made a lot of money for Creed, as well as their fame. I don't know how they did the Aventus for her, and now the cologne I think is selling a lot. I think it's selling a lot because they will be the lovers and supporters of Creed. Those people are gonna hype it. On the other side, some people are gonna be in the middle. They're gonna be like waiting for reviews, see others how the others are liking it. They'll get probably a decant. And the other side, the very extreme other side, some people will be bashing it because it's too expensive, blah blah. It's you can get a better deal. Definitely get a better deal, because if you have budget of $50, you will not look at Aventus cologne to buy. You rather buy 2 bottles of, let's say, Club New Intense Man. That's gonna fit your budget. Of course, that's gonna be your pick. So anything from this Aventus DNA, it's a win. Either you buy the original or you buy some of these not clones inspired fragrances, and you're gonna absolutely enjoy it because you are smelling like Aventus and it makes you feel good. Especially nowadays, this one, this Monblanc Explorer, it's getting a lot of love. Cedrat Bois is a winner. This fragrance is a winner in every single country. I haven't heard a single person say this fragrance smells like floor cleaner and stuff. If they did, it was out of hate. Okay. So yes, there are a lot of hardcore fans of Aventus, and this video is dedicated to the fans, to the fragrance itself, the DNA itself, and I think it sold the most number of units of any of these fragrances because of that holy grail sort of DNA. Sauvage is another one, Dior Intense is another one, Chanel Allure, La Nuit L'Homme, they're all popular. Aventus is right up there, it's like the king. But which one to buy? You just have to do your research. I'll put the links below. You can see which one fits your budget, which one smells like you would like, which one's description feels like it's going to fit your bill, which one's price bracket is going to be good, friendly for your wallet. Or rather, do you want to avoid the whole DNA and you're just sick of it? It's also alright, no problem. But give it a fair chance without trying it. If you hear people's negative comments and you go like Aventus is overhyped, or you just go like any of these fragrances are overhyped and crap, they're much better out there, it's also your opinion. But Do not miss out on a fragrance just because you hear some stuff, right? So Aventus always works, this DNA always works, and it's a winner, overall winner all the time. Man, this thing is good. This stuff is good. It's really magical if you stay within like climate control zone and people can detect you. I went out today to see my brother Ifran Bhai. He's like, what are you wearing? I said, the stuff that I bought from you. He said, the projection came to me because I could smell something nice. This is a good fragrance. If you can afford it, I'll tell you just last point. If you can afford these fragrances, either one of this or even the Aventus for her, if you're a lady, whatever. But if you can afford one of these fragrances, even as a sample, try it at least one point of your life. You're not gonna be disappointed. This is really something beautiful they created. Okay, that's my Aventus talk today, and I'm really happy I did a 30 minutes episode after a long time. Maybe 1% or 2% will watch, but I'm grateful for that. I feel satisfied this video is done. So when the Mercedes-Benz Select comes, I'll review that as well for you. I'll see you soon. See you tomorrow. Have a very nice day. Bye-bye.